Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. There was a YouTube comment on a video last week that I wanted to put in the comment review video tomorrow, but it was such an in-depth response I had that I actually decided to make a video about it. Because I haven't really talked about this at all. I haven't really discussed this. But I want to hit you guys with the sauce here. So, what is my beef with Digimon Liberator? Was essentially the YouTube comment. I think it was Marshall Lee that left it, I think. Um, I'm going to give you guys, here's how the answer is going to work. I'm going to start with a pure subjective thing. Just my opinion, just a me thing. Then it's going to bleed into a half subjective, half objective thing. And then I'm going to hit you with an objective truth. And that objective truth will then tie back into the beginning point. I actually have a circular kind of issue with Digimon Liberator. And I'm going to speak my points. And when we get to the objective stuff, a lot of people are going to say, wow, Mario, you're right. It's not going to change my opinion on Liberator one way or the other, but you are correct. So that's okay. All I want to do is just get my piece out there, because it's actually a really good discussion. Yeah. Before I start, what do you guys think about Digimon Liberator? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you wish it was something else? Let me know in the comments. And of course, please like and subscribe. Okay, so I'm going to start with a subjective thing here. Digimon Liberator here is a webcomic, right? Look at this webcomic. It's about to begin. Who's the best Digimon player? The World Championship. Oh no. This brilliant Dragon Blade can destroy everything. Owen Dreadnought against the upcoming challenger, the talented Zenith. Oh my god. Digital Gate open. Wow, that's so hype. Insane. Kind of like a card fight Vanguard thing. Pretty wild stuff. This guy is playing the Greymon card game. And this guy says, wow. And then he's playing his Galactamon and loses. Zenith is way too tough. Owen got destroyed. Wow, I need to defeat him to reach the top. So glad I was able to beat him. Oh my god. My next goal, I guess, being the top Digimon Liberator player, I should think. Oh wow. Yeah, great. Beta was great. It's the best. And the next World Championship Liberator. I just read that in, what, a minute? I hate webcomics. I'm not a big fan of, manga in general. But as a kid, I actually really liked manga. This does nothing for me. This does the opposite of titillating me. This actually makes me get shrinkage. It just does nothing for me. Pure subjective opinion. This does not interest me in the slightest at all. I have to read every day, okay? When you're into accounting and finance, you gotta read shit every day. I don't want to read this. I really don't want to read this. The last thing I want to do is read. I don't want to read. Before someone says, "Oh, Mario just reads Digimon cards," yeah, whatever. I don't want to read. I don't want to do this. So now I transition this into a subjective opinion, but I think it's just an objective thing as well. Now imagine for a second, okay? Let's just use our brains for a second. What if their plan was to make a Digimon Liberator? They wanted to make it. They wanted to have new characters, new Digimon, and have a platform about the Digimon card game in a media source. Instead of a webcomic, why not go the extra mile and make more money and actually make an anime out of it? Can you imagine, just for 1 second, if instead of this webcomic that took me 1 minute to read, if they made a 20-minute episode about this? Can you imagine how absolutely epic that would be? Can you... night and day. This is the night, the bad night, and an anime would be the absolute day, the shining sun. Card game animes do well. Yu-Gi-Oh! Fantastic. Card Fight Vanguard was a banger. That was a really good anime. And it taught you how to play the game properly. And it was really freaking good until Gear Chronicle. And then that was even okay, but then started to fall off as most card game animes do. Like Yu-Gi-Oh has Rush Duel now, but whatever. Just imagine, you know I'm right. Every single person watching this video knows I'm right. If they, instead of doing a webcomic, decided to go an extra mile and make an anime, it would be infinitely better. It would be a much larger accomplishment and something that people can actually get a lot more hyped for than just a 1 minute webcomic. You know what I mean? I'm right. You guys know I'm right. It is a subjective opinion that I have, but it's right. 100%. And what's even better is regardless if it's a webcomic or an anime, they're still going to sell the cards based off the product. That's fine. But they can make even more money by making an anime. Even if it's as short as Ghost Game, they can make an anime. And it would make money. It would sell. It would sell. It would sell. It would sell. It would be insane. And people would buy into that. So, yeah, an anime would have been a big win. Now let's go into another hard objective truth. This is not subjective now. This is just pure objectivity. When this was announced, remember, this was not announced as a Liberator webcomic. This was announced as something's coming, and we'll tell you more about it in December. A very vague video was released. And some people thought it was a webcomic, or whatever. But some people thought and hoped and prayed that it was finally the digital client for the digital card game. People wanted that. And there were people every day on the internet talking about it, wanting the client every day. People were hoped and hyped and had the hopium and the copium and all that. And there were discussions and it was exciting and it was a good time. And people were legitimately thinking it would happen. And then what did Bandai do? They took a giant poop on all those people's faces. Literally. Okay, maybe not literally. But it was not a good experience for the people like myself who were really wanting a client. And we got this. A 1-minute webcomic. Every week or whatever. That's objective. People were upset. Yes, and there were some people that were happy. They were like, you know what, this is really cool. That's fine. But there were so many people when this was announced that were just ready to say, I'm fucking done with Digimon, and this is the biggest tease ever. Like, and just all sorts of negative energy about it. And that's objective. It was measurable. You could see it. The people that were hyped and trying to spread hype around this could not outweigh the negative Nancy's. Me, I never really expected it. So was I disappointed? Yeah, but did I care? Not really. But people were objectively pissed off. They were. And then that leads back into the whole, instead of giving us a digital client, they're giving us a 1-minute webcomic, which people like me would be less interested in than an online client. And now we bleed back into that subjective part, where I rather would have had a web client than a webcomic. And then we start the whole thing all over again, how being subjective about how I don't give a poop about this. It's not for me. And we can just go circular and circular. That's it. That is my beef with Digimon Liberator. You know what? I'm a very honest person. I am very blunt. I don't sugarcoat anything, and my viewers know that. And it's turned off a lot of my viewers. And I've lost viewers because of it. Because of how blunt I am. And that's okay. But this could have been something so much better, and we got a webcomic. Now, people are going to be in the comment section, and they're going to say, I'm really happy it's a webcomic. I'm like super excited they're doing this. This is great. And if that is your opinion, have it. Okay? Enjoy it. Embrace it. This is a win for you. But we can't sit here and say this is a win for the entire Digimon community, because it's not. It's not even a win for newer players trying to get into the game, because how are you going to learn how to play the game from a 1-minute readable webcomic? There was literally no Digimon gameplay here that anyone could learn anything or glean anything from. Maybe it's a possibility that the more webcomics come out, the more in depth it'll go. Sure, and I will reassess if that happens and take it back when it happens. But based on this, A, would have been a lot better if it was an anime. B, would have been a lot better if it was an online client. And C, subjectively speaking, this just does nothing for me. It's a waste of time for me, and I just have no interest in it. If you could have negative interest in something, I would have negative interest in it. And I like Digimon. Digimon are cool. But, nah, not for me. Anyway, that'll be it for this video. I thought it was a really good question that came up, and it's been on my mind, and I thought I should talk about it. Because that's what this YouTube channel is. Me giving my opinions on things. And, again, I just want to clarify. A lot of things I said are true facts. You cannot tell me that this would be more hype if it was an anime, and you cannot tell me that an online client would have been more hype than this. You know what I mean. Anyway, that's it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye!